On this episode of The Bronze Metalist, we talk about Under Acid Hoof by Acid Mammoth. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to another episode of the Bronze Metalist podcast. I'm Kale.
I'm OJ.
We're two professional broadcasters. We like metal and we like to talk about it. And today we're talking about a great little doom metal album that came out in January of this year before everything exploded.
It came out in 2020 and it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's one of the few good things that has happened this year.
Right.
God, it's fucking heavy as hell.
It's great.
It's some great shit. We'll talk more about it later. First, how you doing? We're physically a lot closer to each other.
Yeah, I know.
Than is normal, which is maybe inadvisable, but we're already in each other's presence
at work anyway.
At work for many hours of the day.
The reason that, of course, to explain this, you rearranged this little area because we're having an issue with the headphones.
Yeah.
It was like a short in there somewhere, and it was really annoying. So you thought eliminating some cables would help, and it turned out to not be.
Still doing that.
Yeah,
it did fix one issue, which is if you even so much as thought about touching one of the cables, we would lose stereo.
Right.
That no longer happens, but there is some weird issue where any sort of movement near seemingly anything connected to any bit of audio, anything, creates this weird like swishing sound.
Like in the headphones.
But
that's not actually in the recording.
As far as I know.
Man.
No, I've not noticed it.
It looks fine.
But it's the most annoying fucking thing in the world. I was like, oh, let's fix it. And so I like rearranged our recording setup back here and sort of pushed the table into the corner. So now instead of sitting across from each other, we're kind of sitting kitty corner. And then, as soon as we were sitting down and actually testing it out, it was making that noise, which I don't think I noticed when I was testing it out on Sunday night because I was one person.
Right.
There was, I'm so exasperated with that shit. I don't know what the fuck the problem is. It seems to be your headphones.
Just these, yeah. Or just me. Maybe I'm just going deaf in this ear and it's...
I don't know. Like it seems to be just your headphones because I'm wearing my headphones right now.
And you're fine.
And I don't hear anything. I guess
you don't hear anything?
Yeah, I can't hear anything right
now. Then why are you wearing headphones?
They look cool.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm deaf actually. No. I guess I didn't test with just my headphones and the splitter to see what happens, but we tested just your headphones and you said you heard it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know when or where, but I know that I hate it and I want it to stop. And now sitting here where I'm at, I realize I should move my my headphone mount further away from me, which I can do because it's just got a little C clamp instead of being screwed into the table.
Like this one is.
Yeah. Because that mic stand came with a really fucking awful C-clamp.
Oh, really?
That I never use. But this one has a really heavy-duty C-clamp. Also because this this microphone stand was far more expensive than that one. Really? I don't know how much that one would actually retail for because it came bundled with my SM7.
Oh, really?
This one, on the other hand, I bought on its own. And I think it was like $150.
Wow. So you're buying this $200 microphone. Was it only two for the SM7?
The SM7 was $350. The whole bundle was $350. I think on its own, an SM7 retails for like $300 maybe, or maybe $250. I don't know. It also came with the preamp that I have it rigged up to.
Nice.
Which is a nice preamp. I like. It's basically the same thing we have at work.
Wow.
Which I didn't know at the time because I didn't work where we work at the time. But yeah, how are you?
I'm doing well. Not a whole lot has changed. Not a whole lot going on at home. I saw the
Not much has changed since you watched Cats.
Not much has changed. No, I fed a stray cat last night though.
Oh yeah. There was a cat on your porch.
Yeah. I go for a nightly walk and just mainly to spook the neighbors.
Yeah,
and,
well, you're a white man who lives in North Dakota. You get to go on walks at night and not be worried about getting murdered.
That's true.
Or getting murdered by random people or the cops.
Yeah. I think I know most of the cops.
You have that luxury. But anyway, there was a cat.
There was a cat and it was following me and it had like a stick that was embedded in its tail or something. It was just mad at all the shit. And I started to try to take some of the stuff out. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Leave that to a professional. Here, just come to my house. I'll give you some food and water.
I'd be pretty mad too if I had a stick, stuck in my tail.
Yeah, stick in your ass. Hey, this is a rock and roll podcast. We just talk about the big rock and roll news this week.
Yeah. I mean, you've probably, because this was probably going to come out in a week, but if you're listening, you've probably heard that Eddie Van Halen died.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Lung cancer.
2020 is awful. And apparently nobody knew he was sick other than him. And did people know? I don't know.
I think people knew he was. Well, he's had several bouts with cancer. He had oral cancer a while ago. And this time it's been lung cancer. And he's been going to Germany for treatments.
Okay. I wonder why Germany. I
don't know.
Also, one would think he hasn't been able to go to Germany.
Yeah, you would think.
To get treatments. Unless, I guess I don't know how it works for international as far as what is considered,
Maybe that's it. He hasn't gone this year. He had been going to Germany.
I don't know.
Now he's been locked out.
I guess I don't know why the cancer treatment necessarily would be better in Germany than in the United States.
I don't know. I think they're just good with genetics in Germany.
Is that a Nazi joke?
It might be.
Okay.
That could be. It could be construed as that.
Did you just sort of make it? It's just let's just see what kind of joke this is. I don't know.
Let's say this. Let's
say a thing.
See where it lands with Kale here,
and see what it can be construed as.
eugenics is for good genes, right?
No, eugenics just refers to your genics.
Your genics.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And I am Gen X.
Fuck you. You dumb piece of shit. How dare you? Fucking dumb.
That was dumb. I'm proud of that.
Very dumb. How could you do this to me? And anything else you've been up to?
Let's see. We cleaned out our shed, which that was a cleaner shed.
Yeah, it's a cleaner shed. You got more space in there.
I could put my motorcycle away.
You could make a tiny little man cave.
I could.
In your unheated shed.
I need to do something in the basement.
Yeah, you have a whole basement.
Yeah, which is it's just where we keep our shit. We don't have it's the size of our upstairs and it's downstairs and it's just storage. I'm
sure you don't have so much shit down there that you can't make some space for you.
I'm not good at this. I go down there and I get overwhelmed. I just look at it and I'm just going to burn the house down. I just want to burn the house down.
Restack some boxes or whatever. Are they at least in boxes?
A lot of it is in Rubbermaid.
Yeah, just restack some of them like you're playing a game of Big Tetris.
Sure.
And bring a chair down there. I have tons of extra chairs. They're all computer chairs. Sure. But
how many computer chairs do you have?
There's that one that you used to sit in that's now back there because now you're sitting in the rocking chair and I'm sitting in my real computer chair.
Which you're probably going to replace with a better computer chair.
With a better one because this one is not quite big enough for my fat ass. And then I have...
It's not a real gamer chair.
Yeah. It is a real gamer chair. It's just for someone who's
just started gaming.
Yeah.
Not for somebody who's been gaming a while.
Yeah. Somebody who's just begun their journey.
Into the sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah. And I guess I don't have too many other extra chairs. I think I have one other extra one. That was that. I think you've probably seen that is the tan one.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That the back does not move at all. It has a static back on it. It was fairly comfortable, but it's I don't know. If you want computer chairs,
I got your computer chairs.
I got your fucking computer chairs over here. God. Yeah. I bought and downloaded Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm-hmm. Now this is the
early access
edition.
This is not the full game. This is Act 1 in early access. So
this is basically unfinished game is what you downloaded.
There's going to be some jank, and I'm willing to accept that because I just want to give it a shot and see, what it's like. And hey, if I experience some jank, there's a big old button on the title screen, as I understand, because I haven't gotten to play it yet. But there's a big old button on the title screen that's bug reports. Because it's an early access game. They want people saying like, hey, I had this problem. I had this problem. I had this problem. So they know what to work on and what they need to fix.
You're basically beta testing this game for them.
Yeah, that's...
Did you have to pay for it?
No. Well, yeah. I didn't have to pay to... The way my brain processed that question was really weird. Yes, I paid full price for it.
Okay.
I paid the full $60 for it, but I will have it forever.
Sure.
So
and eventually they will update it.
Yeah, it's not like I have bought this and then when the full game comes out, I'll have to buy it again.
Right. No,
I have a license for Baldur's Gate 3.
Forever.
Yeah, for forever. Unless, Steam decides to shut down and I lose access to all my games, which, hey, maybe that'll happen someday. That would be fucking awful, though. That would suck really bad.
Who owns Steam now? Is it
Valve?
Valve still owns Steam?
Valve has always owned Steam.
Right. Well, yeah.
Steam is Valve's thing. It's basically their only thing these days. Because they haven't. Well, I was about to say they haven't released a game in years, but they did. They released Half-Life Alyx this year, which was their attempt at a boundary pushing VR game. And also their way of being like, we're not going to make Half-Life 3, but here's this. It's not Half-Life 3, but it's something.
Sure.
I think it was they just wanted to make a VR game because I think they're developing proprietary VR technology or they have proprietary VR technology and they wanted a way to sort of push that technology. And they needed a game that they knew would sell. And gamers have been hungry for more Half-Life anything for more than a decade at this point. So, hey, here's this thing, which I heard was fun and cool and interesting. I haven't heard a lot. It doesn't seem to have been very enduring, but also it's a VR game and it was a single player only VR game. So
I've never played a VR game.
Neither have I. Mostly because I don't know anybody that has a full VR setup because they're fucking expensive.
They are.
I could probably play most VR games on my computer because even like VR games that don't look all that good are really demanding on your CPU.
Yeah. The VR version.
Yeah, the VR version. And his brain is not working.
You could probably play a VR game.
I could probably play a lot of different VR games. I don't think I could actually play Half-Life Alyx because you need like Lockheed's quantum supercomputers, I think, to play that.
Sure.
So I'm not sure how well that would work on my computer. I have a decent amount of space in this room. I don't, I wouldn't be super worried about running into shit. So this would be a decent room for it. But I would then have to buy a VR headset, and those are expensive.
Right.
I don't know. I think the one people get the most out of is HTC Vive. I think that has like the most variety attached to it.
Does it come with one glove or?
They're not gloves.
Or is it a stick?
They're two little handles, basically.
Well, like I said, I've never played it, so I don't know.
You don't have the Nintendo Power Glove.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, who didn't want the fucking Power Glove? That was some real sci-fi looking shit.
They made a whole documentary about the Power Glove?
Really?
Yeah.
The great success of the Power Glove.
Yeah.
It looks like a prop from a B movie, from like a sci-fi B. There's a band called Power Glove.
Really?
Yeah. I just want to look at some pictures of the Power Glove really quick, just because it's cool looking. But I'll go back and see what kind of band. I I thought, God, my fucking brain is not working today.
You all right?
No, I have a headache.
Drink more beer.
Yeah, that'll help. I thought it said industrimental. That's not a word. It's instead and I tried to do it again. Instrumental. Power metal cover band.
Industrimental.
No,
that's like industrial.
That's a
instrumental.
Word, again, that's a word that I made up that does not apply to this band. It's just my brain is not working. Instrumental power metal cover band.
I'm
that's
keeping
what they
that
are.
word. Industrimental.
Yeah, go ahead. You just have to pay me royalties every time you say it.
All right. I'll give you a nickel.
Yep. I'll take that deal. I'll buy that for $1. They're known to play metal cover versions of classic video game themes. The band is named after the Power Glove, an NES controller accessory. That's fucking cool. I just think that's cool. But no,
listen.
VR systems do not do not use gloves. I think people have made peripherals and like games. They've probably custom made them themselves and programmed things into and done like mods for games that have full gloves, but generally they're just two little remotes. Essentially, they have multiple buttons on them and sometimes a stick, analog stick on them for movement, because no one has yet quite figured out how to do movement in VR that does not make you sick.
Now, what if they just made a thing you could stand on that moves when you...
They have made that. There are like people have made that. It's just those are large and even more expensive. They want something that, people... You already have to dedicate like a room to being able to use it.
Sure.
They don't want that part of that room to then also be taken up by this weird fucking like little circular... I don't even know what to call it. It's like a treadmill, but it's not
powered by you.
Yeah, it's powered by you. Like people have done that, and there was a demonstration of something like that I've seen where it looked like it worked really well for certain games that they used it for. There's a game that's called, I think it's called like Onward. I don't know. It's
good movie.
Not associated with the Pixar movie as far as I know. And I'm probably getting the name wrong, but it was like it's like Battlefield, but VR.
Okay.
It's like a modern warfare type shooter. Not as stylized as the Call of Duty games. It was like a gritty sort of like it looks like Desert Storm type shit more so than like the high tech super special ops fancy shit that Call of Duty has been on for about the last decade.
That reminds me, my 9-year-old is now playing a series of battle royale games. Because
he has a collection.
He has a collection. He got because he got a headset with a microphone. Now he can talk to his little friends.
Yeah,
and so now he's getting more and more games. He's been playing a lot of Apex Legends.
Yeah,
he's been playing Rocket League.
So he's playing like with his classmates, or
with his classmates. And other people.
Yeah, but I think it's good that he's able to like play with his classmates.
Yeah,
instead of because like I will say. Having a mic at that age and playing with random people.
That there are some random people in there. And Max is pretty good about.
Yeah. Well, and I imagine he's being supervised a lot of the time.
Well, yeah, because the PlayStation is in the living room.
Yeah. So it's not like he's going to be screeching obscenities at people.
No.
Like some 9-year-olds do.
Terrible.
That was so much of my early experience on Xbox Live was me, a 14-year-old, being screamed at by 9-year-olds or just being lazily berated by 20-year-olds.
Who was the famous person that said he didn't know how many 14-year-old boys his mother had slept with until he got an
Xbox?
Yeah.
I don't think I was ever too much into the whole trash talk thing. I would get angry and I would yell, but I never really liked being on mic with random people in any game, just because it's like, I don't want to talk to you people.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to anyone, generally speaking. And also,
I'm with you.
Also, the other thing with that is that a lot of times in most of the games I've ever played with random people, I am typically the only person with a mic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a lot of the games I've played, I don't know what it is. Nobody's ever using their microphone. I think because everyone else is like me, where it's like, I don't want to talk to these people, because like a lot of Xbox stuff is designed, the multiplayer works best. I think multiplayer games in general work best when you have a group that you play with instead of
randos.
Yeah, instead of random people that you want to talk to. Like if you want to talk to anyone at all, have a group instead of, talking to these random people who are probably the only reason they'll turn on their own microphone is to tell you to go fuck yourself.
Right.
Because people are awful. I tend to oscillate between people are fucking awful and I hate them, and you know what? Most people are good. I believe in humanity. It's one or the other. Either everyone's a fucking asshole and I hate them, or everyone has a spark of goodness in them. You just need to really, sometimes you just need to dig hard and find it.
You may need medication.
Yeah, maybe. Alcohol.
There you go. Beer. Let's play a game called Drink the Beer.
Yeah, I love that game. I play that game a lot. At least once a week.
Sure.
Usually when you're here.
Yeah.
It's when I play.
Makes it kind of sound like I'm a bad influence.
I mean, I play Drink the Other Things when you're not here.
Urine. But no.
I didn't even say urine.
No, I know you didn't. I did.
Anyway.
Moving forward.
What time? It's 7:30. Okay.
Time to press on.
So, Under Acid Hoof is an album by Acid Mammoth. They are a band from Greece that features a father-son duo. They don't have a Wikipedia page, so I'm going to visit Encyclopedia Metallum, or the Metal Archives, as it's called.
I'm actually on that.
Yes, you are. There's a page for you, but then there's also a page for the bands you've been in.
Indeed.
So let's see. Members of Acid Mammoth. Oh boy.
Here we go. Greek names. Here
we go. Oh, wow. It's already bad. Demosthenes Varikos. Chris Babalis Jr. on guitars and vocals. By the way, Demos, we'll just call him Demos. He's on bass. Marios Louvaris on drums, and Chris Babalis Sr. on guitars.
Also, we have a junior and senior in the band, and Junior sings.
Yeah, Junior is the singer and also on guitars, and his dad plays guitar. And I think that's fucking awesome.
That is awesome.
And there's a picture of them here where it's like, God, these are some fucking rad looking dudes. Oh, God damn it.
What'd you do? Those are rad looking dudes.
These are fucking rad.
There's Dad and there's Junior. You can tell who's who.
Exactly. Even though they've all got beards and are all wearing denim and sunglasses, you can still tell, like, oh, that's definitely his son. That's great.
I'm for some reason in my mind, and this is no way how it is in reality, I'm just imagining, Junior, why weren't you at soundcheck today?
Yes. Yeah. That OJ's classic Greek accent.
Sean Connery.
Yeah. Say it in Greek. At the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
Where
it's River Phoenix, isn't it?
Yeah, River Phoenix comes in and needs to tell his dad a very important thing. And his dad's like, in Greek. Thus illustrating early on in the movie, establishing the strange relationship that the two of them have had throughout their lives.
Before they played guitar.
Before they started playing guitar in a doom metal band. There could be like, I'm sure there's plenty of shit. Like Mola Ram. That's a good name for a doom metal band.
Mola Ram?
Yeah, that's the guy, the evil priest from the second movie who rips people's hearts out. His name is Mola Ram.
Kali Ma.
I'm pretty sure Kali Ma is a band. I don't know if it's a doom metal band or like a post rock band, but I'm pretty. There's probably like 14 bands called Kali Ma.
There has to be.
Almost certainly. I think in general, like any sort of like ancient civilization or god or something like that, the name always works as a doom metal band. I don't know what it is. It's like Sumeria. That could be a doom metal band.
Mesopotamia.
Yeah, like straight up, like
Wonderland.
I mean, there's Polygon Wonderland.
Yeah.
Which is an album by King Gizzard and the King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Yes.
Or just known as King Giz.
Yeah. I would hate to have gone to the Egyptian pantheon and said, "Hey, this is back in the early 2000s or something like that. Let's call our band ISIS."
I mean, that happened.
Did it happen? Was it?
Yeah,
really?
There's a post metal band that was very popular called ISIS, and yet they're not around anymore.
Oh shit! Let's change our name to something like Taliban.
Yeah. Yeah, no, ISIS is in a lot of the same circles as like Neurosis and whatnot.
Oh, sure,
They're very much, they very much played like that.
I've heard Neurosis.
But yeah, they were definitely, or that was the mid 90s when they got started. The band, not the terrorist organization. But yeah, so Acid Mammoth started in 2015. They've only been around for a little while now.
Yeah, 5 years.
They have 2 albums.
A self-titled one and Under Acid Hoof.
Yes, yeah. Acid Mammoth, their self-titled, came out in 2017. I actually haven't listened to that one yet. I don't know why. I should. I think it's because since I've discovered Acid Mammoth, like I discovered Acid Mammoth and was immediately like, we're going to do this album as an episode. And so I've only been listening to that.
Sure.
But I need to listen to their other stuff. But this one, god damn.
Yeah.
This album fucks.
You know what I love about doom metal?
What?
If you're in the mood to not at all be surprised what comes next,
that's
doom metal is what you want to listen to.
It's like, oh, is it more of this nasty riff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's 7.5 fucking minutes of it.
7.5 minutes of this nasty ass riff. I'm here for it.
I'm down.
Let's do, because like this is the doom metal is all about the guitar tone. That's really what it is. It's all about your whatever amps and pedals you got going on.
Right.
That's the core of doom metal. It's I think more than so many other genres, good tone makes or breaks the entirety of a doom metal band. Of course, you want cool ass riffs and whatnot, but the guitar tone is so important, and they fucking nailed it, man.
They did.
This is fuzzy and heavy, but it's not quite as it's whole bodied. This is a whole bodied guitar tone.
It's full bodied.
Yeah. It never feels.
It's got a good nose.
Yeah, it doesn't feel hollow at any point.
Right.
It's just very warm and
warm and fuzzy.
And yes, and like a big old mammoth.
Yeah.
It's like
on acid.
Yeah. Their name is so fucking good.
Acid Mammoth.
Acid Mammoth is such a great name for a doom metal band.
But mammoths don't have or didn't have hooves, which is...
That is true. They have, like mammoths and elephants and whatnot, they got toes.
Right.
They're not like individual bones or anything because they are individual bones
inside
that.
Yeah.
But I think it's like on elephants because elephants only have like toenails on the front, and then on the back they don't have nails or something like that.
Have you ever seen the physics of an elephant foot?
It's insane.
That is insane.
They've got their entire heel because they're walking. They're the only parts of their bones.
They're like horses.
Yeah, they're on their tiptoes.
Yeah.
And then they have a big old pad
of fat and tissue.
Yeah, fat and tissue and whatnot that's in contact with the ground.
And because elephants are extremely heavy and sometimes they're walking around in some thick mud, their feet are designed to snowshoe when they step down.
Yeah, they squoosh.
Yeah, they squoosh and spread out so they don't sink in.
I fucking love elephants.
Yeah.
Oh, they have toenails on the back feet. Why did I think they didn't have toenails on the back feet? I don't know why. I don't know why I thought that, but yeah, I love elephants. Elephants are great. Baby elephants, fucking cute as hell.
And
incredibly
delicious.
cute. Oh no. Mammoths.
Yeah.
I wish mammoths were still around. Because, there's the mummified little babies that they've found in Siberia. But can you imagine how fucking cute a living baby mammoth would be?
Be adorable.
That'd be the cutest thing in the goddamn world.
Little fuzzy elephant.
There's so many animals I want to hug. That'd be a bad idea.
Yeah.
But
mammoth get you killed, I'm sure.
There are places in the world where you can go to touch a baby elephant and hug it and whatnot. Most of them are not in the United States.
Right.
But you can go to, I think you can go to the Sheldrick orphanage in Kenya. And I don't think it's like a direct interaction thing because I think only their keepers or their I think they have a particular word for the workers there that work with the orphaned elephants and whatnot. But I've seen plenty of videos of people just laying there, or laying there or sitting there, and just not having their hands out or anything, and baby elephants coming up to them and just sitting on them because they're adorable and lovable. Yes. And they're like, hey, it's a friend. I'm going to lay on you. And I weigh 300 pounds, even though I'm only 2 months old. They're fucking great.
Yeah.
I love elephants.
Or bear cubs. I'd like to play with a bear cub too.
I would too.
Just take it right from its mom and play with it right there.
Yeah, just play with it. Is the mom still alive? Because if she is, you won't be for very long. But anyway, we went on a tangent about elephants because they're great.
Yeah. Mammoths.
Elephants are related to mammoths. Acid, on the other hand, mammoths probably not known for doing much acid.
Not known for it. Sometimes. But not very often.
The occasion, every once in a while, a mammoth would go, is that some LSD?
I'm going to eat a 10 strip and
how much
freak out.
How much LSD do you think it would take to get a mammoth high?
We'll never know, will we? I mean, I
don't know. Find a very large elephant.
How could you how would you know the elephant is tripping on acid?
They start doing some real fucking weird shit, probably. I mean, I think I've seen videos of elephants getting drunk off of fermented fruit.
Yeah.
And that, I think what often happens is that they start drooling excessively and then they kind of fall over. I think there was an orchard somewhere in Africa where every once in a while elephants will show up and start eating the apples that were left on the ground, and then they'll get extremely drunk and rampage through the orchard and knock down trees and shit. And the farmers are just well, I guess this happened. They're fucking elephants. They can do whatever they want.
Shit, that one's got her shirt off now. Look at that. Get off the table. God damn it.
That's a
fucking drunken elephants.
Drunk elephants everywhere. God.
Oh, no, those are in the back of my Toyota hooking up.
Thanks for the F Shack. Signed Dirty Ellie and the girls.
Don't Jumbo.
Hell yeah. So what's do you think this slaps?
I think it slaps. It slaps hard but very slowly.
This stomps.
Yeah.
It's a mammoth. It stomps.
Sure.
A mammoth could slap you with its trunk, perhaps.
Sure.
That
ears, maybe.
That would be. I imagine an elephant could hit somebody real fucking hard with its trunk.
Perhaps.
Elephant could probably kill you with its trunk. An elephant can kill you in a lot of ways.
Elephants are I want to know who the first person was that tamed an elephant.
That's a great question. So I mean, a long time ago. Because the thing I find impressive is I assume at least that the elephants Hannibal was using were African elephants.
Sure.
People don't tame African elephants except for circuses. And that's, as we've seen, doesn't go well.
Not 100% of the time.
But I don't know what what kind of elephants Hannibal used.
Asian elephants are smaller.
Yeah, Asian elephants are smaller, and I don't know if they're actually any easier to tame, but you see them be tamed more often.
And how much of that is like urban legend or just legend in general?
What?
That the Hannibal had a lot of elephants coming over the mountains.
I mean, I wouldn't say he had a lot of them, but he definitely had them. There's a bunch of different, like the Romans kept very good records. It's not, I think it's pretty well documented that he did this and had this.
Sure.
The historical record of the Punic Wars is very detailed because the Romans liked war, and so they were like, let's keep very good track of this.
There probably people whose job it was to keep track of war.
No, there were lots of I think it's very, very well documented that was a true thing. The impressive part was the fact that he got them over the mountains at all.
Right.
Which was an incredibly risky thing, but ended up paying off more. Hannibal still lost eventually, but it was, I think, I don't know a lot about the Punic Wars other than most people who do know stuff about it consider Hannibal to be like one of the most insanely great military geniuses of all time.
Right.
I think he had some problems. I think part of it was that he had like problems back in Carthage where there was like some political intrigue and shit like that made things worse for him, where if that hadn't happened, he might have beaten the Romans. But I don't know. I ain't no historian. I just think it's kind of neat. So
how was Greece involved in it? It wasn't, was it? In the Punic Wars?
No, I don't think so. I don't think the Greeks really, I don't think they were, I don't know what they were up to at the time, because that was like 400 BC, or maybe it was like 190. Yeah, I have a computer in front of me. It's the Second Punic War. Punic War, because there were a couple of them. The Second Punic War, 218 to 201 BC. So I mean, the Greeks were doing stuff. When was the Battle of Thermopylae? Because I always think of the Battle of Thermopylae as being a lot earlier than it was. 480 BC.
480 BC.
200 years prior to that. But that was, So
potentially the ancestors of Acid Mammoth.
Yeah, the ancestors of Acid Mammoth were Spartans who fought at the Battle of Thermopylae.
Sure. Or were they Athenians? Maybe they were. Maybe they weren't involved in Thermopylae.
Maybe they were Corinthians that were there. I don't remember who actually the bulk of the army at Thermopylae was.
I like the leather the Corinthians made.
Yeah, it's rich Corinthian leather. Anyway, what's your favorite song on this album?
It's kind of hard. They're all on the same level, but I really kind of like Jack the Riffer. It's a fun song.
Jack the Riffer is a fun song.
Yeah.
They're all fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Tree of Woe.
Tree of Woe. Yeah.
I really like the riff on Tree of Woe. That's really fucking. But here's the thing. I only like it a little bit more than the other.
Yeah, I know.
is the thing.
This really is kind of a whole piece.
Yeah, and it's not super long either. It's only
35 minutes.
Yeah, it's only 35 minutes total.
Yeah.
So you can knock this out pretty quick and have a hell of a good time with all of it. It's some great shit. They have been featured on also recently a split EP called Doom Sessions Volume 2 that has the most doomy album cover I've ever seen, where it looks like some classic 70s horror shit.
That's great.
Speaking of like classic 70s horror shit and everything, these guys very much wear their Black Sabbath inspiration on their sleeves.
They're not beating around the bush.
Yeah, I like the riffage and the guitar tone and everything is very much modern doom metal, but certainly the lyrics and the atmosphere is very, very Black Sabbath, and the vocals too.
70s Black Sabbath.
Yeah, 70s Black Sabbath is the most accurate one, I think. I would say that Chris Jr. Is doing his best to try and sound like Ozzy.
Yeah,
which I mean, it works. There are a couple words where it's just like that's got kind of an accent to it, but most of the time.
But their English is very good.
Yeah. Generally speaking. And I think singing certainly helps, I imagine, on that front. But yeah, Acid Mammoth is just a fun band. I enjoy it. It's fun stuff. Go listen.
This is something I will listen to a third. I've listened to it twice.
Yeah, I've listened to it a lot lately. A lot. Apparently, the vinyls are kind of hard to come by at this moment because they're probably all being printed in Europe and transmission of goods from Europe to the United States.
Not happening a lot.
Is a bit more difficult than it has been.
They're also printed. I mean, the records themselves are printed in Greek, which don't really play in American record players.
Yeah. They use different.
They use Greek formatting.
Yeah, different formatting there. With sigmas and omegas and stuff. Sure. Do the Greeks still use that alphabet?
I don't think so.
I think that. I know they use a different alphabet. I don't know if they use Cyrillic or not.
It's not Cyrillic.
I think it might still just be the Greek alphabet. It's modern. It's not the ancient Greek alphabet, but.
Can you imagine singing the alphabet song in Greece? Alpha, beta, delta, epsilon.
Is it still used? I want to know if it's still used. Tell me if it's still used, please. Greek language. Burp. Is it still in use? Please just tell me if it's still in use, Wikipedia. That's all I want to know.
Oh, that reminds me.
Oh, it's 800 BC to present.
800 BC to present.
Yeah,
that's the modern Greek language. 800 BC to present.
I don't
almost
know
3,000 years ago.
I don't know if well, that's the alphabet. Sure. The language maybe is a different story.
Sure.
But history of the Greek alphabet. Is there a modern section? You
need to, by the way, after this, you need to find a video of German filmmaker
Werner
Herzog after he was asked what languages he speaks.
Oh, he speaks a lot of languages.
He does, and then he doesn't explain why he shits on French. But he does it for a while. French. Yeah. So I'd rather have you put a gun to my head before I will speak French. I understand it, but I won't fucking speak it. That happened to me in the Congo. I was kidnapped with a bunch of other Congolese, and they were all drunk, and the little ones were high, and they put a gun to my head and said, we are speaking French, so I had to speak French to them.
Wow. And that happened.
Apparently, according to Werner.
It's Werner Herzog. The man's done some fucking crazy things. Yes. But yeah, in 1982, the monotonic orthography was officially adopted, abandoning the rough and smooth breathings and reducing the three types. So it's the Greek alphabet has continued to undergo some changes.
Sure.
But as far as I know, the Greek alphabet is still in use in Greece, whereas most of the rest of the areas surrounding them are probably using Cyrillic or something close to Cyrillic, possibly.
Well, so that's Russian. I mean, that's...
because the countries north of them were Yugoslavia, but I don't.
What about Crete? I mean, do the Cretans use?
I don't know if that's the proper term.
Don't they call themselves Cretans?
I don't think so. What's the official language of Serbia, or the official? Serbian probably.
Yeah.
The alphabet, or just Yugoslavia. It's the country that was. Is there should be I wish there was a section where it was like, what alphabet do they use?
What alphabet do
one? Alphabet of Yugoslavia. The Yugoslav alphabet is a two-handed manual alphabet used to spell Yugoslav Serbian Cyrillic alphabet. So it's a version of Cyrillic.
Oh, sure.
Which is in and of itself related to Greek. But
hey Siri, what language do Cretans speak?
Okay, I found this on the web for what language do Cretans speak. Check it out.
It's Cretan Greek.
There
actually is a Cretan Greek.
I was going to say Cretan, but that is apparently archaic.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Cretan is the proper term for a person from Crete.
Which usually that's kind of an insult to somebody.
Yeah. Anyway, we've
gone far afield here.
We've gone far afield. So what medal are you bestowing upon this medal?
I'm going to give
like
this
Maz Kanata to Chewbacca. It didn't finish.
Sorry. I'm going to give this a gold medal. I think it deserves one.
Yeah, I'm giving it a gold as well.
Well, I mean, if it's an album that, it was only kind of required that you listen to it once for the podcast, but you've listened to it several times. Mm-hmm. It's something that's got respin ability. And
yeah,
if you want to just hear some good, well-made doom metal.
Hell yeah. I want to take a nap.
Are you all right? You're going to take a nap?
It's almost 8 o'clock though. If I take a nap, I'm just going to bed, and I want to play Baldur's Gate.
So you haven't played it yet?
I haven't played it yet. So
why not?
Because I haven't had time.
Oh.
Because
you and your busy schedule.
Yeah, I was playing Star Wars Saga Edition last night.
Oh sure.
And it's an 80.
Friends?
Yeah, it's an 83 gigabyte download, and I didn't want to have that going on in the background while I was trying to do something else with my internet.
Sure, otherwise it'd be really laggy.
So I waited until last night when I was done, but we were done at like 10:15.
Sure. So then you hit download and went to bed.
Yeah, that's what I did. So next week, what are we thinking for podcast stuff next week?
For podcast stuff next week.
Yeah. What's our fodder? What do we have to chew on?
You know what? I was thinking, because I was listening to this album last night, and I sent, was it last night? It was in the night before.
It was time doesn't mean anything.
Time means nothing anymore. I was thinking we'd, the speed metal album in my life that has given me the most joy.
Okay.
It was 1988. Uh-huh. It's by the band Hallows Eve.
Okay. I mean, hey, it's October. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And it's, Hallows Eve. It's October. It'll work. What the fuck is the name of the album?
It's spooky month. Time for spooky music.
Time for Mookie music. It's Monument. The album is Monument.
By Hallows Eve.
All
right. I think I've got some ideas. We're getting closer and closer to the spookiest day.
Sure.
So I want to find something suitably spooky. Mm-hmm. I think it's sort of tangentially metal, but something by I think Black One by
Black Number One by Typo Negative?
No. Black One. Sun by Sun.
Sun is definitely metal.
Yeah. But it's metal, but stretched.
Stretch metal. That should be a genre.
Yeah. Black One is a spooky album. I have it on vinyl.
Nice.
It's got a very spooky album cover. Mm-hmm. I will show it to you when we are done.
All right.
Because it is spooky. Mm-hmm. So I think it'd be a good album for the spookiest time of the year. It's all also right. I need to put together like a fall playlist.
All right.
That's not something for the podcast.
No, just for you to listen to in the fall while you walk around in the leaves.
Leaning way back. Yeah. Bring yourself closer to your microphone.
Sorry about that.
God.
Apologize.
God, where did you come from? Thank you all for listening. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. I'm trying to bring this to a close.
So anyway, Kale.
So do you want to talk about Warhammer?
What do you know about guns?
Tell me about Halo. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Find us on there. We're on Libsyn. We're also on your Apple Podcasts. Find us on there too. Mm-hmm. If you want to listen to us, that will be a cool thing for you to do. Yeah. Tell your friends to listen to us.
Tell your enemies.
Tell your enemies to listen to us too. Mm-hmm. Steal somebody's phone. Subscribe them to our podcast on their app, on their podcast app.
And porn.
My brother-in-law, maybe not the porn thing. My brother-in-law actually did that though.
Really?
He would, like his family members, if he could get their phone, he would go into their podcast app and subscribe them.
Nice.
Anyway, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Bronze Medalist Podcast. I'm Kale.
I'm OJ.
Congratulations.